Okay, so do you have team members in your office that you have issues working with? It happens often that in offices there are people that you don't like to work with because they have particular behaviors that you don't like and you don't get along with them. And there are people that don't get along with themselves in the office. And if you have this kind of people in your office, or you have this kind of people as colleagues, or you have this kind of feeling towards other people, it just it's an issue with emotional intelligence. And that is what I'm going to be talking about over the next few minutes. I'll be sharing with you on enhancing emotional intelligence. And I hope you like this video as we go along. Okay, so emotional intelligence basically is something that is important for everybody in the workplace. I'll try and define this for you and try and take you through a few things. So, what is emotional intelligence? It is the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and use emotions effectively in various situations. The ability to understand your emotion, the emotion of others, and manage them both. Now, if you understand your emotions, and you can manage your emotions, and you can understand the emotion of other people, and you can manage both. That is what emotional intelligence it's all about. It simply means that you understand your emotions, you understand the emotions of other people, and then you can manage both. And that helps you to relate with people very well and get things done better in the workplace. There are basically five components of emotional intelligence. We have emotional awareness, we have empathy, we have emotional regulation, we have social skills, and we have motivation. And I'll take them one by one. Okay, and I hope you get value from this video. Now, the first one is emotional intelligence. It's emotional awareness. When you see an individual is emotionally aware, the person is critical of his traits, the person knows himself. He has a deep and accurate knowledge and understanding of himself. He knows what his strengths are, he knows what his weaknesses are, he knows what his values are, he knows what his emotions are, and he knows what motivates him. That kind of individual can define all of his emotions. He can tell you what is wrong with him per time. He's not the kind of person that will say, "Oh, I don't even know what is wrong with me." That is not someone who is self aware. And for someone who is self aware, they are able to take decisions better because they take feedback very well. Now, if you see leaders who are not self-aware, they don't create a safe environment around them for people to give them feedback. And that's one of the things you see in people. When you see people who are around you in the workplace who don't create a safe environment for people, a secure environment for people to give them objective feedback, it simply means they are not self-aware. And so, if you are self-aware, you should be able to allow feedbacks. You should be able to allow people to tell you what they think about you. You should be able to understand what it is that is happening around you. You should not just live with your opinion of yourself. You should also take information from others apart from what you think you know of yourself. And this is critical. You must be able to define each of your emotions. You must be able to put names to them. And one of the easiest ways to do this is to keep a journal. If you keep a journal as you go along, you can basically be writing down things you do or the things that makes you do the things you do. And that way you can come to a very, very good level of self-awareness. And that is the first level of emotional intelligence. If you are not self-aware, you can't be emotionally intelligent. Okay. If you know who you are, then you can bet on your strengths. Then you can stay in your lane. You can create a safe environment for honest feedbacks. And I think I explained that earlier. The second one is empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, to see the world from the perspective of others, to feel their compassion, to feel their experience, to have compassion. For them, to feel what their experience is. You basically put yourself in their shoes. You understand and see from their perspective. That is what is empathy. Empathy is not pity. Empathy is you putting yourself in that person's shoes, understanding what that person is going through, understanding what that person is experiencing, and based on your understanding of what they're going through, you are able to relate with them. For example, you have a colleague and you know understand and you see that this person, his attitude has changed, his expression is changing, something is going wrong. You need to be able to see what is it that is likely going wrong with this person. Sometimes I tell people, I said, make excuses for people, and based on the excuses you have made for them, relate with them. Okay, don't blame people. You don't know what people are going through. A lot of things are happening. People might have medical issues, might have family issues, what kind of issues they might have, and these issues affect the way they relate with you. So it's important you seal the world from their perspective so that you have a good understanding of what they experience. So empathy is critical. It's very, very critical to emotional intelligence. I tell people some of your staff that you're angry at might be coming from a very far distance to their home. They might miss the bus, they might miss the train. So they might have reasons why they've come late. They might have very serious medical issues that they are dealing with. But you must show empathy so that they can be free enough to express themselves to you. And you must be able to relate with them so that they can open up. They must feel safe around you. You must build trust with them and they must build trust with you. Trust is very, very important. If they don't trust you, they won't talk to you. And so you must make them trust you by opening up that gap and make sure that whatever they talk to you about, whatever they say to you, you keep it a secret for them. I mean, you don't want to expose them because when you break the trust, then you've lost everything. So empathy is critical to emotional intelligence. Now, the other one is emotional regulation. This is very, very important. Your ability to manage, control your own emotions, and allow for response for constructive responses in challenging situations. Now there are a lot of things that confront us in the workplace, even our day-to-day lives. You imagine that you have your own expectations, you have things you're working on, and you get to the workplace or you get home and somebody brings another serious issue to you. You must understand that they are not the cause of what you are experiencing. So you shouldn't transfer your aggression to them. Sometimes I tell people this. A number of times we say, "Oh, you made me angry. You annoyed me. Um, you hurt me." Now you are putting the blame of others. First of all, you must understand whatever emotion you are experiencing it from within. So it is not that someone made you angry. You are the one that got angry. Okay, so there's a difference from you made me angry or I am angry. You hurt me, I am hurt. So when you are able to understand that and take responsibility for your own emotions, then you can start managing your emotions such that you can control them. Now, I say this often to people as well. You shouldn't give anyone the power to control your emotions. No one should have the power to make you angry. No one should have the power to decide when you are happy and when you are not. And some of us are so unregulated in our emotions that some other individuals know what our triggers are, and they can decide to make us happy or unhappy on demand. I mean, that's interesting. You don't want to hand that kind of power to anyone. So you need to be sure that you are regulated in your emotions. You have good control of your emotions, and that can allow you to make constructive responses when issues come up. Because sometimes people do a lot of things wrong, and by the time they've done something that is wrong, they come back and say, "Oh," when the whole thing is clear, they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I regret my action." You shouldn't regret your action. That is not someone who is emotionally intelligent. Okay, so we'll go on to the next one: social skills. This is extremely important. You must have the ability to relate with people, to listen, to resolve conflict, to build relationships across all boards. I say to people at work, a lot of times decisions will be taken about your career, about your life, and you won't be seated at the table where those decisions will be taken. Now, what will speak for you at those in those places, such places, are the things, relationships you have built over time. What investment emotionally you have made in other people in terms of how you have been relating and talking to them. Those are the things that will speak for you. You must know how to relate to people who are your subordinates. You must know how to relate with people who are your superiors. You must know how to relate with people who are your equals. And it is extremely important you're able to do this. You must understand the social language of your environment. Social skills is extremely key and important to emotional intelligence. And lastly, we're talking about motivation. Motivation within the context of AI, I mean, is basically the skill, is the skill of channeling your emotions in a way that propels them towards personal and professional goals. Now, you set goals for yourself, you set goals you want to attain, and you push yourself towards those goals. Most of the time, I use this illustration. You're a customer service person, and you have a customer who comes up to you, or you are a salesperson, you are a front end person, you have a customer who comes up to you, and the customer shouts at you, insults you, but something inside of you tells you that, oh, this is a customer. Despite the way he's behaving towards me, if I reply or if I respond the same way he's talking to me, I might lose my job. So that consciousness of what the repercussion will be helps you to behave yourself and to remain calm despite the misbehavior of the customer in quotes. Now, that is what motivation is. If you have a goal defined, you have your goals defined, you have your objectives set out, whatever it is that is coming through your way, you can handle them better. Okay, so when a colleague comes up to you and shouts at you, even though you know you are physically able, or probably you can punch the person, but you hold back because you know there are set of rules that have been defined for the way you behave at work. Okay, so motivation is basically that you have been able to set your goals up, and you're able to channel your emotions towards achieving those goals. And that is what motivation is. And that completes the fifth part of emotional intelligence. And of course, as I round up, I'll talk about the benefits of emotional intelligence. One of the key benefits of emotional intelligence is that it enhances better relationship. Okay, if you are emotionally intelligent, you're going to relate better with people. It increases career success. It enhances overall well-being, helps individuals to navigate various situations in life. Of course, people who have high emotional intelligence often experience a lot of benefits from this. Okay, so those are the things that basically defines what emotional intelligence is. And I believe that you've learned a number of things from this. And in subsequent videos, I'll bring you snippets and more knowledge to you in terms of what emotional intelligence and other topics that can benefit you in the workplace. My name is Kola Ajayi, and I hope to get back to you some other time. Thank you. I would like to see your questions, your notes in the comment section. See you some other time.